So back in about May of 2022, I did a set of videos, 4 parts, shopping at Peach Guitars. And yeah, there's some of the more watched videos on my channel. I still get people contacting me about those and the guitars that I bought on that trip. If you haven't seen them, you can find them on the channel. Well, I like to think that I've grown a little bit as a guitar buyer. I don't feel so much like a kid in a candy store. Just, I've tried so many guitars now, I'm sort of more honed in on what I'm looking for. I'm more experienced, I'm a slightly better player, I've put a lot more hours into playing. So today we're going back to Peach. Let's go for it. Okay, the day has come when I think I have to admit a certain sort of defeat that some of you are probably familiar with. You know, you buy a new piece of gear, big piece of gear, you wait for it, it turns up, there's excitement, but something deep inside you, or maybe not so deep inside you, knows from about the first minute that shit, I made a mistake. But then you put a brave face on and you say, oh, this thing's amazing. It's amazing. Everyone else seems to think it's amazing and it works really well for everyone else. So then you look at yourself and you go, oh, I'm just crap at this. Yeah, I had that moment with a piece of gear that is truly an astonishing thing. It's just not for me. In fact, so truly great is my shame that I've had this thing turned around for the last few weeks. Well, okay, actually, there was someone asked me what the serial number was and then I never turned it around. Anyway, enough of that sort of, yeah, negativity. It's not a negative thing. This is just, it is what it is. It's taken me about 6 months to come around to realise that I'm not for this amp. This amp's not for me. It doesn't say anything about me. It doesn't say anything about Two Rock or Joey Landreth. If I just move it on, someone else will love it and enjoy it. The only thing I'm going to say is I'm losing a packet on this, and probably down the line, these amps may well be worth what they were paid for in the first place, or even more. They're limited edition, and Joey is on the up and up. You know, he's doing great things. So I'm making a big loss on this, but I'm just going to go for it, I think. So here's the fun bit. John down at Peach is willing to take this in part exchange. So we're going to go down there today and we're going to do some shopping. So hopefully you're going to see 7 or 8 guitars with me. But my promise to myself is this. If I don't find something that I think is brilliant, I'm coming back with the Joey Landreth. It has to be that way. Now, I'm literally have the impulsivity of a 5-year-old child, you know, so that's not likely. But if it happens, I'll be quite proud of myself. So, right, I'll see you at Peach. Okay, I'm at Peach now, and if I speak quietly throughout this video, it's just because I'm a bit conscious that there's other people about. But yeah, we're upstairs in their sort of Fender custom room. There's a nice blue suede Two Rock classic reverb. There's a Vincent Van Trite broadcaster I've been wanting to try, and a Dale Wilson sort of early 60s telly. But to start off with, I really wanted to look at these couple of Gibsons. I'll show you now. Yeah, I could get in trouble here. So there's a really beautiful Murphy Lab sort of custom with the 3 pickups there. We'll try that first. And then there's a made to measure 335 here. I really like it with the Bigsby, so let's give these a go. Okay, my first impression, this is quite heavy. I mean, it's got an extra pickup and it's got the Bigsby. It's all mahogany, should be an ebony board as well, but it is pretty. I quite like this checking. It looks pretty good in person. Okay, so I've always been worried about 3 pickups. I've tried it a few times, 3 humbuckers, because I do finger pick. It just takes some like getting used to having that, I think. But first impressions acoustically, it's resonant, even though it's really heavy. It's not too bright. Sounds pretty good to me. This is the thing, the pick hits the... So far, I think it's good. Am I blown away? Maybe not. Let's plug it in. Yeah, I'm getting on with that. Yeah, I'm quite liking this. It's really intriguing. Problem is I brought this old Gibson amp, which is so colourful and like characterful. Is it the guitar or the amp? So we need to plug into something clean. Okay, I'm plugged into a classic reverb now, which if you follow my channel, it's, you know, my main amp that I use at home. Yeah, I'm liking this more and more. It does go out of tune quite a lot. That would be my main concern. So this is another type of guitar I've been looking for a lot, and quite a few 335s, 45s, 55s have come and gone on the channel, vintage ones, modern ones, and I've never just found exactly what I'm looking for, so I'm excited to hear this. This classic reverb's 100 watts, so it's pretty bassy, so I'll take that into account. I've just put the sort of bright switch on. Bit bright at the top end. That's the problem I often have with these. I really like it in the neck. I think this is actually quite a nice 335. This would definitely suit some people. This is probably really good for jazzy stuff. And look at this. This is just beautiful. Dakota Red is my favourite Fender Red, and you don't see it that often. This is a Dale Wilson Masterbuilt. It's a 63 spec. Now, I'm looking at this because I'm looking for a rosewood board Tele. Well, to be honest with you, I've never actually played a rosewood board Tele, so I'm trying one. But I brought my own broadcaster, which is a maple fretboard, along, just so I can see the comparison. But yeah, great to have a chance to play this. Well, being one of my own Strats is a Dale Wilson, the neck feels reasonably familiar. Like, I really like his necks. This one is a bit shallower. Really rolled over. Not the most resonant Tele. Really comfortable to play though, because you'd expect that from Dale. Let's plug it in. Sounds like it's got that really funky 60s thing to it. You know, if I was thinking sort of like more rhythm stuff and Motown. It's not the sledgehammer that my broadcaster is. I'll plug that in for you in a sec. This has a really pretty sound. So I thought I'd just jump in and talk about, you know, how these guitars feel different from each other. To start with, the maple fretboard to me has a slightly snappier thing going on. On top of that, the neck on the broadcaster is a little bit bigger, a fair bit bigger, and so I've got used to it over time, but it's not as comfortable as that Dale Wilson one, which is an Esquire C shape, which is funny enough the same shape that the Wilson Stratocaster that I have is, so I'm used to that. And the way that Dale Wilson finishes his necks is just incredibly comfortable. If you're ever in a shop and you get a chance to try one, give it a go. I think you'll find Dale Wilson's necks are, yeah, they're really, really comfortable. That's something that most people who try them, you know, sort of agree with, I would say. And on top of that, like I've mentioned, the broadcaster feels like a bit of a sledgehammer. It's not very nuanced. It's a bit more of like a Rolling Stones Telecaster. Think of it that way. It's like more raucous and then also rootsy blues stuff. And then the red one is more subtle, sort of like elegant sounding. The notes, the double stops come out differently. It feels more mellow. I love the roundedness of the bass notes. Then you put it in the bridge pickup and it's sort of spiky a little bit. And I reckon you could do really good Albert Collins type stuff on it. And I just, as I said, I love that neck. So yeah, there is a difference and there would be a reason for having two of them. Is it a massive gulf? No, it's not the same as having, you know, like a Gibson Explorer, Epiphone Explorer, and, you know, a Strat or something. You know, it's not a gulf, but it is different enough for guitar logic to be allowed. I wasn't supposed to fall for this one. This offers me something like completely opposite from the broadcaster. It's much more funky and it's percussive, and but it's not brash, and it's a bit softer. Okay, I knew that I'd like that Red Tele for some reason, but I've got to try most of these to find out if I'm going absolutely mad, because that is a Dale Wilson. It costs a lot of money. I should try this rosewood one and that one. and some of the rest. I've actually had my eye on this for months. Don't know why it's still here. It's really, really nice. So let me just play like 10 seconds on each. I'll let you know what I think. Yeah, I've definitely already got a dilemma between this and the Red Tele. This is a Dale Wilson broadcaster. It's got a much fatter neck than that red one and a much fatter neck than my broadcaster, but sounds good. Okay, so this is the next day, and I just thought I'd jump in at this point in the video and sort of tell you where my head was at this point while I was going through these guitars. So, you know, because I was trading in the Joey Landreth and I wanted to take that opportunity with Peach, you know, these were the set of guitars that they had that I was super interested in. The Black Les Paul Custom was the one that had actually initially sort of taken my interest, and I don't have a lot of experience with those. I'd once picked up the Jimi Hendrix SG Custom that had 3 pickups, and I found that awkward. That was on my last trip to Peach, or well, a year ago's trip to Peach. So I wasn't sure. It sounded beautiful. I've got to say that. It really did sound beautiful, this Les Paul. And I'm still thinking about it right now. And then there was this Dale Wilson Nocaster, I think it actually is, that I just tried. In all honesty, I think I did prefer it to my own broadcaster, but the price difference, you know, I bought my broadcaster 2.5 years ago probably for £3 grand, which even compared to now, custom shops are quite a lot more than that, new ones. And this Dale Wilson is like 12 grand. Now, of course, I can't buy a real Nocaster for 12 grand. You know, you might be looking at 100 grand these days, but it just starts to get a bit much, really, if you think about it. But it depends, you know, depends where you want to just allocate your stuff. I'm not going to go into that conversation. We've had that before on the channel. It's up to each person to decide. If I had the money in my pocket and fell in love with the guitar, I wouldn't worry about that per se. Anyway, the Red Tele and this Nocaster sort of are playing with me, and only listening back do I think how good that Nocaster sounded. It was fuller and richer than my broadcaster, and well, it's got me thinking now. So at this point I was a bit lost what to do. I was waiting for those other Telecasters on the wall to be unlocked, just hoping that a sort of standard custom shop at 4.5 grand these days would do the Rosewood Tele thing that I really was looking for. We're going to hear that in a minute. I'm back at home the next day. I'm still in a dilemma here. Like, I wanted you to know that was a Friday yesterday. This whole weekend, I'm still sitting here thinking about that Nocaster, thinking about the Les Paul Custom. But more things are going to happen as we go through the rest of this shopping trip. So I might be back to butt in again. We'll see. So much low mids in that. I love that. And you feel like when you hit a note, you just feel that meat behind it. The neck is a tad big for me. I could probably get over that, but it is a bit big. Beautiful guitar, amazing. Okay, me trying stuff because I love the Red Tele and I should try other stuff. I find this neck a lot more comfortable. The whole thing's just more lively. You feel more connected with it. That Fiesta Red, the one with the binding, it's nice. It's, you know, it sounds like a really good Tele. This one to me, has that amazing percussiveness that I really like. Yeah, it's still in the lead. Yes, I mean, this is called doing your due diligence, right? I much prefer this to the previous, the red one with the binding. It's a bit more lively, more comfortable neck. Yeah, that's making me think that's good. Okay, this is an HS Tele I've been meaning to try for ages. It's been in the shop quite a while. It's a little bit heavy. Nice. I'm not sure I'm like connecting. Do you know what? Listening back to that, I'm just not sure why I didn't up and leave with that guitar straight away. I've literally looked at that on Peach's website maybe 7 or 8 times since it's been there and thought, I love the look of it. I really want a humbucker in a Tele. I tried it in a different Tele, didn't actually get on with that one. But this, listening back, sounds exactly as I thought a Tele with a humbucker should sound. Why didn't I just walk out with it? Because some other guitars had sort of got to me that day. And the neck on this one was not exactly for me. It was a little bit bigger or rounder in the shoulders, something like that. But if you're looking for a Tele with a humbucker, this guitar actually is fantastic. This could be exactly what someone wants in a Tele, right? Real big and round and warm in the neck. Do all your blues stuff, do all your, you know, bigger chords and things, and it's really great for like rolled back jazzy stuff and for more rocky stuff. And then you've got your normal bridge pickup. Yeah, this shouldn't be in that shop anymore, but anyway, maybe one of you who sees this will go and have a look at it. Okay, something a bit different here. This is a Rietbergen. It's like a thin line. It's made by Huber. It's very satin everywhere. Got a natural top. Incredibly light. Not sure it's going to be for me, but... Tele in some ways, and it doesn't really come across like a 335. I think it's quite a unique instrument. It's quite comfortable. As I said, it's light, it's arched at the back. It's resonant, but it does that very flat thing that I personally am not a fan of, but a lot of people are. I like a bit more bass, a little bit of scoop. I was desperately trying to find something else. There's a black Tele down there that might have, give this some competition, but... I've been looking for in a Tele is something that's as pretty as a Strat in the neck and then gives me more in the bridge. Okay, so another Huber, the Orca 59. I've played one of these before. I mean, they're great. good. The only problem is I've got an Iverson Hurricane 59 coming very soon. But boy, this is better than the last one of these that I played. And it's actually got that real Tele on steroids thing, which my other Les Pauls don't. Food for thought that is. I brought my own one of my Les Pauls to try against it. This is the dilemma I was looking for, because if you just like one, it's hard to compare or to like know what you really feel. Okay, as I said, that Huber thing has given me a dilemma with the red one, so I brought my own Les Paul here. Let's compare with this amp. Right, well that Huber thing might be a better guitar than this. Oh, I really wasn't expecting all this. I'm gonna have to do a shoot off between the Red Tele and the Huber. I'm not sure if I'm gonna show you that here or leave you on this dilemma and see what comes home with me, but the Huber is a lot less money. I think $4 less than the Dakota Red. But then the Red Tele I probably find cooler, whatever that means. But the Huber maybe is the best guitar. with the bright switch. I honestly have no idea. I think I'm leaning towards that. But you're going to see me at home now. I'm going to spend some time here by myself figuring this out. This is a great Tele, but I think that might be an even better Les Paul. Tele on steroids, $4 grand cheaper, proportionally probably even better resale value. Huber's, you know, it's not catch of the day Huber. He's been around properly and he's got a, you know, he's really like properly part of the market, I suppose you could say. But this feels less interesting after playing that. But look at it. God damn it. So, there's an answer on the wall. Wait, let me turn around. So, I couldn't really leave this behind. It was actually a similar price to what I got back for the Joey Landreth. So, in that sense, it was a good swap to do. But it's a fantastic guitar. I'm not going to play it in this video. It's Sunday afternoon and I've been at this all weekend, so I think my wife probably would like some of my company, I hope. But you'll see it very soon because there's going to be a part 2 of this Peach trip where I brought this one home and I'm really loving it. This isn't going back, but John has kindly put the Red Tele on hold for me, so I'm going to go back. I want to play the Red Tele and the Black Les Paul Custom for a bit longer. It's a big decision, that Red Tele. It's a lot of money, but the Dale Wilsons and some other Masterbuilts keep going up in price. The red one is 10.5 grand, but the newest batch of Teles to come in from the Master Builders at Peach are 12. It's all a lot. But the way I see it is this, like a great guitar that you're going to keep for life. You know, when you look back when you're in your 70s or whatever, if you've got a lifetime of enjoyment out of it, you're not going to be thinking about that. If you can do it, it's up to you. I'm not mad. I know that it's a crazy amount of money. I also know that the second-hand value of these Masterbuilts is probably not going to be going up at the same level as the prices are going up. So that's why I have to make sure that the Red Tele is the thing that I want. In order to fund that, I'm going to have to sell a couple of things. I'm going to sell this Marshall JTM 45. This is an original 1965 one, because the Tone King Royalist does all my Marshall stuff that I need, that I want. But I do want to do a video comparing this Marshall JTM to my 1959 Bassman, seeing as they're supposed to be so similar. It'd be great to do that video before I take this off to ATB to be sold, hopefully. But yeah, going back to this Huber. I'd once played a Huber 59 lent to me by someone, and it was really good. At the time, I didn't feel I preferred it to my Gibson 59 reissue. And that Huber 59, that Orca 59 wasn't as lively and playful as this one is. This is much more Tele on steroids, which completely fits a gap in my Les Pauls that aren't covered. Partly, and obviously the same with the other Orca 59 that I tried, but these have a 25-inch scale length. So like PRS. But they don't sound like PRS guitars, but that extra bit gives you a bit more snap, a bit more liveliness. And I think this should be the Orca 58. This is like those tops you get on some 58s that are like really not stripy at all. And I like how that looks. I think it looks really cool next to the TV Gold SG, next to this Frank Bros. They all have a vibe to them. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So thank you if you've got to the end of the video. That's been quite a long one. I apologize for the fact that, you know, I can't take my lighting to Peach. I don't take all my sound equipment. So it's camera, well, a microphone on the camera, audio. There was a squeaky stool that I didn't really realize until after, because the microphone picks it up louder than it is in the room, and the light's not great. So if you've got through all of that, I hope you found it interesting. I really enjoyed that journey. I've enjoyed this editing. I've enjoyed trying all these guitars. I've been looking forward to part 2 of this. So I'm hoping next Sunday you're going to see part 2, where I go back to Peach and narrow down another couple of guitars to see if there's something else that I want to get. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So if you've enjoyed this one, please give the video a thumbs up. It's taken quite a lot of work, but it's been a hell of a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to showing you this guitar in its own video. And if you've enjoyed it, please give the video a thumbs up. It's much appreciated, and I'll see you soon.